Phase 3, diversify. Bring more products into the money economy, which were regarded as, because in the colonial times, they would talk of cash crops and food crops. Bananas were not a cash crop, they were for just eating. And yet for them, they were exporting bananas from, they were making money out of bananas, but they were telling us money. Bananas are not for money, they are for just eating. Maize was for eating. Milk, mere cattle people can imagine, they were saying milk was not a cash product. So the third phase of our recovery was to put into the money economy products which were previously regarded as just for food or for subsistence use. Even woodwork, even carpentry and all that. Now, phase 4 is value addition, add value to some of those products. And now phase 5, where we have now entered, is the knowledge economy, the automobiles and so on and so forth. So, when we were doing those minimum recovery efforts, we knew, for instance, even if you take sports, why have we only built Nambore as a national stadium and repaired Nakivubo, and recently we had to build Hoima under pressure because of AFCON? Is it because I'm a footballer myself? Is it because we didn't know that football was important or sports? No, we knew, but we had so many things to start with, which if you start with, will enable you to do other things. That minimum recovery I've told you, the 5 phases, and then you come to security, defense, keep the country safe. So the money you have, we put quite a bit of it there. Then electricity. Then the roads. So that when you deal with those, then you can now add on. So we shall add on all those we are talking about. We are aware, as I have told you, even sports, we are not really concentrated on it. When you see these talents who are coming up, the runners in Kapchorwa, it's mainly because of peace. Peace and this education, BP. Children come from the villages. They are not so much really supported, but they come up because of the little progress in peace and education, the school system. They come up. That's how we come to notice them. But we have not really gone out yet fully. The emphasis has been more on agriculture, manufacturing, those basics, so that we have the best there from the best we can, because all those skills need food. You can't dance and do all the things you're doing. That's packaging and all this. When you don't have food, so we have to get food first. Then soap to wash, because there was even no soap. Then the basics. This is what we have been struggling. These are the 5. But now we have gone to phase 5 of the knowledge economy. So the more the economy expands and transforms, because we are doing 2 things: expansion, diversification, but also transformation into knowledge economy. For instance, the vehicles, I don't know whether they can, the Kira motors, all these computers, it will come. The time is coming for you people. creative people. So the country pays more attention to you because you have the basics. Uganda is very rich. We are not like other countries. Because if you look at the countries you like so much, like Japan, they are very limited. They don't have capacity for agriculture. They don't even have raw materials for manufacturing. Everything they import. The only thing they have is the human resource, the brains. To use the natural resources of the ones who are Africans, whether Africans are asleep. So if they are asleep, you who is awake, you need their natural resources, their products. So clever people, otherwise you cannot go Uganda with any of those countries, with Japan or South Korea, or any of them, for us to have even Germany. Those countries are like us, United States, India, some few other countries. Agriculture, forest products, human resources. When you have products, where we sell them, it's amazing to find that people don't talk about the East African market and the African market. If you don't have that, how will you grow? How? Where will you sell your product? Talking about nothing. Very dangerous. When I was your age, I was talking about the market. I was talking about East African Federation. Yes, those are pleasure, but you must have the basics first. So we have not forgotten it is coming, to answer your question.
Thank you.
You are the one who invited me. You are the one who invited me. When you do so at your own risk.
Your Excellency, thank you.
For ages, once you give me opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mzee. I'm sure Christian had another question, but let's first give others a chance. So the next will be Osman Kawesa, billionaire. These are some of your supporters, one of your big supporters.
Thank you, my sister Natasha. Basolo kuchitegeera President abavuka bangi Uganda abafuluma ebwe gwanga naddala Owekitiibwa President osaze magezi ki abaana bo kusigala wano nga ne bwe mugamba ogenda abulira gamba wakawendi wamma
abaana abo tebannawuliriza bulungi okwabula kwaffe kubanga emirimu gisangibwa mu bubondo obondo kigambo kya Luganda meaning sector ogaga n'emirimu bisangibwa mu bubondo buna akabondo k'okulima n'okulunda n'okuvuba omungeri ekola sente ate nokozesa ekibalo nabalagako wano omusajja gweta Nyakana badde mbalaga ku ntimbi zange bwemba nkubana ez'olujjudde. Nyakana alina yekazi aneke n'obutundu 3 metaka naye kati alundirawo ente z'omukiyumba z'amata n'alunda n'enkoko z'amagi ate n'akolerako n'ebintu ebirala. Bw'otwala amagi gokka atunda tray z'amagi 120 buli lunaku. Buli lunaku amagi gokka nafiisawo emitwalo 3 bwajjako zakozeseza emitwalo 3 ze miliyoni 9 omwezi. Amagoba amaze okujjako ensaasaanya kati ezo ze miliyoni 18 omwaka. Magoba kati amata atunda wadakwenda wafunda na ajja mu lita 12 buli lunaku najjamu amagoba emitwalo 6 buli lunaku ze miliyoni 1.8 omwezi. Omwaka ze miliyoni 2 amagoba ate n'ebirala akola ekigimusa n'ebirala byayongerako byonna wiiki emu n'obutundu 3. Kati Uganda erina acres miliyoni 40 za agriculture. Ebi byonna tubimanyi kubanga muri Dubai gye mwenjere naye kati Nyakana akozesa abantu 15 ebyo byakola bizadde emirimu y'abantu 15 wiiki emu bakozesa n'abasasula. Kati nakibalamu nti nebo batutute miliyoni 4 gonna nebo ofunayo miliyoni 7 zokka nebakola nga Nyakana bwe yakola. You're going to create obukadde ekitegeeza nti ogenda kufuna emirimu ekisinga n'abantu abali mu Uganda n'abanoonyi b'obubuddamu bagenda kufuna emirimu ate tusaka abakozi okuva ebweru. Naye kubanga ebiriwo abakozesa batono, waliwo keesi ya Basangwa balenjeraga mu TV wano. Basangwa ali Kamuli namusangayo nali mwaka 2007 bali barwanira wa LC5 chairperson banji bagala kutingana ebo nagende ne magamba tunekora kitemukola birala nimbaga bino byembagamba twabagamba mwaka karuka kyenda mukaga twaba obula agurukali kyeyoka ebirala bireke agurukali kyeyoka bobolo na ikazenya tekamu eka mwanyi eka yebara omudo gwente z'amata zo mu kiyumba bintu nga musanvu okoleko ebimu oba byonna kali mu ka LC5 ne mbawabula bannange munoona budde mukolebera muve kuba chairperson kuba LC5 yanajjamu okulunda enkoko z'amagi kati buli lunaku afulumya twe z'amagi 25,000 buli lunaku aliwo leka mulimu yendeyo mulabe buli lunaku twe z'amagi 25,000 buli lunaku ayingiza miliyoni 2 muyinza kuwaba nomugenda America numunonya basangwa kubanga muli ayingiza sente nyingi naye aliwanuka buli lunaku ayingiza miliyoni 2 ze miliyoni 6 omwezi bwe buwumbi 7 mwebukali 10 omwaka aliwali kati eyali anoonya kalimu ka LC5 kati akozesa abantu 3,000 yefunira omulimu gwe ate ebugaga bwenuzaala emirimu 3,000 bakozesa mugendeyo mbalawo bona bengamba so emirimu giri wano gifatulo naye mwe you are disoriented abazungu babayingizamu obutalengera ensonga ebatwale gye mugenda
I think
so that is now agriculture.
Okay.
If you now go to manufacturing, eyo mirimu nayo weri. Then services. You can see border, abana bari border. That is now services. Then the ICT. So emirimu ejjudde potential wo mugireka wano nimugenda kukola emirimu y'obuddu mu Bawarabu. Okay.
Next question is from Dada Yenyini. I don't know if that's what your actual name is. You can introduce yourself.
Sanga babagulira enjaga n'okubawa buwalaji ne babagamba mugende mu ebipira kumakuba mu kyenguudo esaawa eno tekyaliwo era ndoza olaba emyaka 5 giweddeko teri mwana wa geto yekalakasa. Pulezidenti, ekibuuzo kyange ogenda kukuuma otya embeera eno oba okwongera otya abaana bano esente ez'okwekulaakulanya n'okubongera emisomo ekirala waliwo getoozi okwetoloola Kampala mu cities endala ezitali Kampala zo olina nteekateeka ki egenda ozikukamu neyanza
zonna tugenda kubanga PDM gye twatandika emyoga youth fund ensawo ezo zonna zaali zakugeza okulaba ekikola nekitakola. PDM egenda kukola bulungi waddawo ekyanamu ebizibu bitonotono naye egenda kukola bulungi kubanga bananyini kintu tebagirimu abanaku wadde bakyabuzabuzibwamu oluusi tebajja mu lukiiko olujjudde general meeting okulonda akakiiko kasaako akafuga saako oluusi tebajja niwajja batono nibalonda muka kyogerako nemugamba nti olukiiko lwa general meeting eya saako lulina okubeerawo munaku lwezitiini buli muntu yena namanya kigenda kukola kubanga eri emabega nali sindika sente za nads operation creation naye zisamba bakozi ba gavumenti kati abakozi ba gavumenti abo nagenda kuwulira abantu eri wansi bagamba nti begabira bokka nigamba nti obegabira bokka kati sente zizino nekolekumu buli muntu yena omukulu mumuluka ayingire musako waba yagadde omwaka 18 kudda waggulu kataabo bebalonda akakiiko akanadukanya saako y'omuluka tebanakikola bulungi kikyabulabulamu but they will learn so nabageto nabo tulina okubategeka mu bitundu byabwe kubanga bwokwataganya ensawo n'ekitundu kikyanguko miruka gimanyiddwa omwana n'omuluka gyava so it is easier to check than when it is vague kiri eyo district wala so we're not going to organize the ghettos in a way which is easy to monitor. And we shall put money, like we have done for the PDM, we shall put different money for all those groups. Even the churches, we shall give them money in their dioceses, the ghettos, the ones of Jinja, Mbale, Mbarala, all of them we shall support them.
Thank you, Jose.
Kubanga sente ezo amagoba gali wansi bwetukoleza akakadde oluvannyuma lw'omwaka okumi akakadde n'emitwalo 6 kati bogeraganya na money lenders babadde bakuwa akakadde oluvannyuma lw'omwaka n'okufuna miliyoni nga 6 kumpi banyuzi nolwekyo enkola egenda kukola naye mulina okwongerako okulonda ababaka abalumirwa ensonga zammwe kubanga bana abagezi oluusi bagezako kubanga sente zino mungi banakigwanyizi abamu bagala kuzitwala bazikozesa bakola ebyabo kati mwenu okuzirwanako ate mukolagana n'abakulembeze abalumirwa ebyammwe bemuba mulonda si bana bagenda kukola ebyabwe.
Thank you, Mzee. The next one is going to be asked by me, and I wanted us to show a small little clip on the screen, so maybe you can organize that quickly. Precious? Yeah.
Amazina ganje Mahane village, Kamwenge district, Kabani Nsoma, Kabana Kisiyawan, Akafika Baba Mazile, Hamesonga Yogo. Kuna linasta mahao kuchenda kwega funomugisha wo kujanjere kusomera busa cyo cyo kubiga siri ndayo nsoma amezi mukaga gasoma yo skiri 2 mindset change na well-being ndi aho mu town no batachifitinga amaboko yo yinsire no muchaka na custom engineering during the construction of Katarieba Central Market. Bwana bose go sente waje kora custom engineering.
The
company is from Toro. They constructed by constructing a Katari Central Market. Okay. Kuna obsento buna save injire na gura machine kuma tantra ukora
They wanted to switch to, can we do it quickly? Is it possible? Did you want to take off the... Then my question is, I was showing you that skilling clip to say that for me, when I was with you on the trail, I noticed that many of the young people kept saying that one of the things that they really picked up from the 6 months they went to the skilling hub, those regional skilling hubs, they would get a skill like, say, welding, like that boy, and then they talk about... Switch to... I can keep going? So then, hello? Then my question is that it seems that the mindset class is very transformative in the lives of those young people. And I wanted to ask that is our mindset as Africans, is it a hindrance to us as Ugandans and as Africans? And what can we do about it?
Of course, that's what I was telling you. Those children in their local language say, mindset. They don't even finish the whole sentence. They say, Nasoma, Gulvario, Nasoma, na Okutunga, attending Somana mindset. They don't even finish the whole sentence. But what they mean, mindset change, which is taught by our UPDF officers who come there and show them that what I've been telling you, because that's what the other Kawes, was he called Kawes? The one who was saying that why do we go to the Arab countries to look for jobs when they are here? It is a mindset. Have the spectacles to see what is available for you. And that's what they are talking about. Okay.
But what can we, how?
And that's what we are struggling with in the 1960s. That was part of the problem. And that's it. Like for instance, when NNM came from the bush, the 10 points program, point number 5 was talking of the building an economy which is independent, integrated, and self-sustaining. And it is that effort, which is not fully implemented, just partially, that has made Uganda succeed. The other day, during the New Year speech, I told you that now our export earnings are more than our import bill by more than $2 billion. We're going to surplus on the I think they call it current account, or I don't remember what they call it. So this is because of that value addition. The shirt I'm putting you is from Ugandan cotton. But in the past, this was being made in, I don't know where. But we had to insist until there was food integration through these a few companies like, what is it called, the one?
Fine spinners?
Fine spinners, and then the 90. Now, this is the crisis in Africa. Even coffee, we are still exporting unprocessed coffee. We are struggling to add value to it. And when you export unprocessed coffee, you get $2.5 per kilo. A very good coffee called Screen 18. But when you add value, you can go up to $40 per kilo. That's how the coffee business in the world is $460 billion. But the coffee producing countries of the whole world, including Uganda, take only 25 billion out of the 460 billion. A country like Germany, which has no coffee, and $65 billion from coffee by using the coffee of the sleeping people. In Hamburg, you have got all the coffee processing there in Hamburg. Germany earns more from coffee than all the coffee producing countries of the world. So this is the mindset. This is the mindset change we are struggling with at the local level, at the individual people's level.
Is there a way that we can all, that more of our young people can...
It can be in the school system. In the school system, they are going to introduce the new syllabus. Because the new syllabus was talking about skills. To go back to our tradition, the yoga.
Okay.
For instance, when you get a degree in what? Conflict resolution. No, what's that? What? Somebody even gets PhD. But what will you do? What if the conflicts are not there? What will you do? So you can find the education system had been derailed, it is as if it was deliberate to make Africa import dependent. Import everything, even food. So the syllabus, the new curriculum, which we worked out, is attempting to send back people to skills. Yes, me, I'm a man of literature. I can quote for you Shakespeare. What Shakespeare said, how he was standing, he was looking this way, and he said this. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Museveni. It shows that you can remember things. But what are you going to eat? But I have my mogul. I'm a cattle keeper. Literature is just for interest. So that one is the one which will reorient us. Which oriented us, and that's how we manage it, and then others can also join us.
Thank you.
To have a society of skills.
Of skills and self-sufficient thinking, maybe.
Yes.
Our next question is from Isaac Katende, popularly known as... That's you, right? Yes. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you. Hello? Yes. Thank you, Natasha. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Good morning, His Excellency.
Good morning, Katende.
How are you doing, sir? I can see things seem to be going well for you. Now, just a minute, Madam Natasha, I just want to borrow just 2 minutes before I ask my question. I hope the camera is So we are live on Kasuku Live, and I want to tell all my followers out there that welcome to the presidential edition of Kasuku Live. We came and finally we get to ask the big man our questions. So before I go any further, I would want to first shout out to my people out there. My judge is watching alongside my son and my wife. Mwenamba tumideko banaije muri eyo mugamba mutya Zubeda wangambi Mukuru we mutuka konkuogereko ugambo tya Shalom Fragantambi namwe mwenaba liyeyo kansubire nti muri bulungi. So the question I have is about digital media. Your Excellency. Today I don't want to brag, but I'm one of the biggest YouTubers in this country. In real time here, we had over 10,000 people before we went off that we are watching on Kasuku Live. So that means it is something very big. For the youth, we are making money off these platforms. Like you can see, Natasha is here with her phone and stand. And today you're talking to over 2 million, 3 million, 5 million Ugandans with all of us combined. But we have not yet seen government involvement in supporting us. We are not talking of supporting us in terms of giving us money, because we are making the money. Of course, courtesy of the environment the government has placed for us to be able to work. But we are seeing issues like the cost of internet is high. We are seeing platforms like YouTube being shut down. A very good example I'll give you. Today we have people on TikTok, like all of this. If you ask these people where they were 3 years ago, they were putting on suits, going to offices to ask for jobs. Today they will tell you they are able to make 3 million shillings a month and they feed their families. So we are trying to find out, how do we get the government to support the digital space? How do we get government to enhance, to understand from the things you've been explaining to us, farming and all of this? The digital space brings us closer. It connects us, the farmers, the manufacturers. But we are not seeing government coming up to tell us, or even to understand what the digital space is. Of course, people talk about digital this, digital that, but we have not yet seen someone who has come up to grasp it. Where Natasha is trying, you can see, she's putting up these engagements for us, to come and talk to you. But we want the technocrats, we want you to understand that even if we are not farming, but we can use this digital space, because it has so many apps like YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. People are selling items there, people are creating content on there, and they are making money, they are very okay. However, what we have received now, we see government coming up, shutting down Facebook. Some government officials are telling us we shall lock down TikTok, all those things. And then we are wondering, if this is trying to solve the issue of unemployment, how come nobody is trying to come closer to us to understand how this works and to see how they can help us? That is... I can see that Katende lives in Jerusalem, but doesn't know what is happening there. I was the first follower of that capacity of the digital. Because previously we were depending on satellite. People were communicating by
by digital, electronic. We are doing so through satellite. The physics of that is line of sight. That's the physics of satellite. It's like I see with my eye, then enhanced. But it was very expensive. I don't have the details here. There was so many dollars per megabyte. So there's something there, the way they calculate it. Is it megabyte or what? The cost per what? It was a lot of money. So, continue need to know that I'm the one who worked very hard to bring the backbone, what do you call it?
Fiber optic.
Internet. Yes. I'm the one. I'm here. There was a problem which I was following very closely. Of course, didn't know because he was comfortable in his house, but me, I was not sleeping because the undersea cable from Asia was passing through the port near through Eden. It was passing through Eden to the Red Sea and going to Europe. And then another undersea cable was passing from Cape Town, Atlantic. So there was a gap between Eden and South Africa, which we worked with so many people. There's now undersea cable to Mombasa, to Dar es Salaam, and then underground cable from there to here now, from Mombasa, from Dar es Salaam. That's how the cost came down. The cost, you can get the figures how it came down from so much by satellite to so much now. It is much. There was a tax there. We had put a tax. I don't remember. I think that's what we should discuss. If the technology now is there, because the underground cable is there, and it is being sent to all parts of the country, you can check. I think even Arua now already having the underground cable. That's the infrastructure which is crucial. Now, if there are any other little issues like tax or what, that can be looked at. But the infrastructure, we foresaw that and we put it there. Now, there were attempts by the telephone companies to monopolize, but we said no. Electricity, the railway, and the internet backbone, they call it internet backbone, must be owned by the government, so that we are not there to make profit. We are there. They thought they could insert us, but with us, and we would not close them. I will close them. And I waited for the cows not to go to graze. The cows are going to graze. Fishermen are fishing. And then it's continuing. Because the 5 years ago, forgot about it. So we want to put discipline among them. It's not an issue. Otherwise, if they behave well, fairly, we shall open the war. We have no problem about the we have to be taxed. Why the cost? I will check. Why the cost is not even lower? everybody here know? Wanyama, do you know? We shall find out and let you know why it is not even lower. Now, recently, I've been talking with Elon Musk. He has been telling me that his satellite, it's called Starlink, that when I allow him to come here, although it is satellite, because satellite was expensive, that's why we migrated from satellite to underground cable. But Elon Musk has been telling me that no, satellite is now cheaper. They call it what? When they go to the last person.
Last mile.
Huh?
Last mile.
Last mile. There's also something about they say about the person, the customer, direct to the customer. So we are studying that. We shall, if it is true, we shall allow Elon Musk to bring his satellites here if they can make that digital connection cheaper than the underground. Then we shall. We are ready. I became aware of this long before Katina was born. When were you born? When were you born?
I was born 6 years after you came.
At that time, when
No, 4 years.
4 years.
Yes.
1990.
Yes.
Yeah, because when I visited China in 1989, that's when I negotiated with the what was the company? Don't kill the internet. Huawei. That's when I negotiated with Huawei. So Huawei over that.
Just let's first get some others and then we can come back. Okay? Thank you so much. Kasuku is a big internet personality. I'm saying Katende is a big internet personality. All of them you see here. They have very interesting.
I'm very lucky to be
Yes, indeed.
in the presence of such powerful people.
Yeah. Our next question will be from Mr. Simon Kahero.
Thank you, Natasha. Your Excellency, first of all, thank you for having us and giving us all this time. My question is pretty simple, and you've already started touching on it. I'm here on behalf of the East African Business Council. So my focus is private sector and regional. And I'm interested in you giving the young people a message around the NRM ideology being built on Pan-Africanism and your consistent championing of regional integration for economic reasons. Even today, you have spoken about it. But many of these young people, not only the ones in the room, but even the ones out there, do not make the link between regional integration, the production that has increased with Ugandans coming into the money economy, and the opportunities, direct and indirect, that they can receive. So we'd be happy for you to give them a detailed message around those opportunities. Thank you, Excellency.
This is where the Africans are in big danger if you don't wake up, your generation. Because there are two issues. Prosperity. Where does prosperity come from? Prosperity comes from a wealth creator like myself. Me, I'm a wealth creator. I'm not a parasite. I'm a cattle keeper. And I'm a grower of bananas. But when I grow bananas, and I keep cows and produce milk and produce beef, the Banyankore don't buy from me. Why? Because the Banyankore also have their own milk, their own beef. They don't buy from me. The ones who buy from me are the people of Kampala. So that's why I'm a lover of Uganda. crucial for my prosperity. You can see my cows there. Now, the ones who buy my milk, who buy Uganda, Kampala, are the ones who buy my beef, who buy my milk, who buy my bananas. And that's why I say patriotism. Love Uganda. Other people say love Angola, love Uganda. I say, yes, I love those, but Uganda is, I need it more than those. Because it's the one which will support my prosperity more. But then, because I'm a big producer, and other people are producing a lot, we have now discovered that Uganda is not enough to absorb our products. We need East Africa. We need Africa. So that's why we say patriotism add on Pan-Africanism. You must love Africa for your own good. You must love Uganda for your own good. So when I see people talking about all sorts of things, but I'm not talking about that, I feel sorry, very sorry, and very concerned about you people. By that time I will be in heaven with Ibrahim, we shall be sitting in heaven there. And we will be suffering here. Like Latin America, you can see Latin America the way it is happening. Why is Latin America miserable? And yet in terms of natural resources, it's actually much richer than the United States. If you look at the water, you look at the minerals, you look at the forests, Latin America is richer than the United States. Why should the United States be more prosperous than Latin America? Because of that difference of integration. When the American colonists separated from England, they formed the nucleus of the United States. The 13 colonies, they formed the nucleus, then they have been adding on. That's why in America you can easily succeed if you are a businessman. Because if you are in New York, you produce a product, you can sell it all the way up to California. 300 million people. In America, you are in Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, you are here. If you produce a product, how will you succeed? Here in Africa, if I produce a product to go to here, I must negotiate. To go there, I must negotiate. That's why we had to try and revive this African community. Now, the issue of strategic security. That's why for us we support the Federation of East Africa. Because, as we speak today, the Americans are on the moon. The Chinese are on the moon. The Russians are on the moon. The Indians are going to the moon. We fellows, we are here on Earth, here. The Europeans are looking at us from space like they are seeing us, we don't see them. This is very dangerous. And you have all these Katendes, all these fellows, influencers. What are you influencing? Why don't you say, you people are in danger? People on the moon, we are here. They are seeing us, we don't see them. But can Uganda and the Americans, they don't say so openly. They say for them, they want to be superior in land forces, superior on land, superior at sea, the Navy, superior in Air Force, superior in space. Where does that leave Africa? Africans are here, dancing packaging. Yes, you dance if you want, but please, look at your future. What is your future? How will you be safe? How will you be safe in the world? So that's why you can bring my tablet. Can you bring my picture? I'm lucky to see this Gen-Z Vanangi. Let me see Vanangi. Let me find it. Bring my picture. Vanangi on the Jari. Our nobody will know. Then of no mix and baragain. To what they call. So that's why we was talking of the East African. For economic prosperity, it must be economic integration in East Africa and the whole of Africa. A common market of Africa. We need a common market of Africa. We have started, and we have got what we call CFTA, the Continental Free Trade Area. I tell you, when you have Africa, the Chinese are 1.5 billion inside China. But you find the Chinese dying for more markets. But now, China. Somebody with 1.4 billion people is still hungry for more market. That's species. Why don't you see that? Why would the China get worried? Nature has already got 1.4 billion people inside around Morocco. So that is for economic prosperity. That is strategic security. Because with the economic integration of East Africa, of the common market of Africa, which are dealing with economy, businessmen will have a market where to sell, and they will invest more. And if they invest more, they will create jobs, the jobs we are talking about. Because if I'm a businessman, I sell more, I expand, I create more jobs. But that one does not address the issue of army. Because the common market doesn't involve army. Defense. We need an African political unit that can guarantee the defense of the black race. That's why we've been talking for the last 60 years of the East African Federation. East Africa would have the capacity to go to the moon and check on what those fellows are doing there. The moon is a common property. People on the moon, they're looking at us like, this insects which eat sugar. The insects, what do you look at every sky? Every normal. Children give normal, but when they're busy, when they're created, do no food. So this is very dangerous. You can continue, Natasha, they bring my...
Okay. Our next question will be, thank you for your responses, Mzee, always very enlightening, always. I pray that they stick with us. The next question is from Hassan Chikomeko.
I want to first wish a happy new year. Your
Happy New Year
Excellency.
to Hassan who?
Hassan Chikomeko, Kana Kambata. I work with Fly Express, led by Chairman Peter Kagwa, and I'm your neighbor in Entebbe.
Okay.
I've been the youth chairperson of Entebbe municipality.
Okay.
Allow me mzee, thank you for the peace. I'm one of the youth who appreciate what we have in Uganda. Webale nnyo nsaba Mukama akutukuumire nti akaseera ne we kaliba katuuse ng'ovuddeko olisigala okyawabula Uganda in terms of security and peace. Tulya tunywa tutambula byonna tubikola. Thank you very much. I want also to thank Madam Asera. If it wasn't her, I wouldn't have been here for recognizing me. My question is, Your Excellency, having led Uganda for decades and having witnessed different generations, as Uganda prepares the next generation of leadership, what structures are you putting in place to ensure young Ugandans transition from dependency to productivity, especially in employment, skills development, and access to capital? Thank you, Your Excellency.
No, it's what we have already talked about. For the capital, we have all these funds we have, which we started, PDM, all those funds, they are there. For the beginners, for the richer ones, there is UDB. We put quite a lot of money in UDB. And we're going to keep adding on. Now, for the market, that's what we anticipated. That's why we negotiated with East Africa to have a common market. For infrastructure, you see what we have been doing. Electricity, the roads, now the railway. But now also to mindset change. The skilling hubs, like you saw those young people there talking. So we're working on every side. Software and hardware, both. We are working on both for you to succeed. Software including attitude.
Thank you, Mzee. Thank you. Next question is from Marcela Kareche.
Mzee, you've already touched on Pan-Africanism, citing strategic security as a major reason. And you kind of preempted this question, but please repeat your wisdom. What lessons can we learn from America's actions in Venezuela, for example, recently?
Well, the one thing you can learn is that Venezuela, I don't know what they are fighting for. We are still watching, studying it, because the Americans are saying that was the Uganda August of June 1963. I remember I was at Ntare in the school. They hung this paper on the notes board. And I was so we had Kenyatta, Obote, Mwalimu saying now they're going to cause East Africa to be the East African Federation that year, 1963. But we come and take it and take it around. Wadri, come. Muleke. Wadri. Okay, now we take it around. Go from here, this side. So, I don't know what they are quarreling about. The Americans are saying that some of the Latin Americans are selling drugs to the U.S. But whatever the case, we shall find out, we shall learn more. But whatever the case is, you can see the gaps, which I'm telling you about. Because the Americans are operating from 4 dimensions. They're operating from sea, they're in the sea. The Latin Americans are not there. They don't have a navy. Then they can come with air force, and then space, they're in space. Now they are trying to come on land, which of course is very risky also for the Americans. There you come near, because even me, who are getting short range, I can come. But there you are at an advantage. You are seeing me in space, I'm not seeing you. You're in the ocean, I'm not there, I'm here. So this is what we are talking about, that the Africans, because of that was our but Kenyatta and Obote decided to remain big fishes in smaller ponds. Some people like that. When there is a big fish in a small pond, you feel very, very big. But when the trouble comes, you will not survive. So, the issue of the strategic security of Africa is very crucial. East African Federation, I'm glad the East African leaders have never given up. Even when we were last in Arusha, they appointed me as an advocate for the Federation, so that we are able to unite our land space, unite our sea space, have more resources to be able to build capacity in the 4 dimensions: on land, at sea, in the air, and in space. Good space. You can't remain here when other people are in space and we think we are clever. Dancing and watching European football clubs is very, very risky for you people. So you should wake up the young generation should have pleasure, but also they must have security, a secure future. Yeah. And they have all the Mukuru, like East Africa, is very strong because we can use Swahili. They're the same groups. You have Kenyans like Nyangwe, so that Nyangwe is the Kenyan, is here. All those are from Kenya. Then we have Congolese, also here, Banyarwanda, they are all. So East Africa is a very powerful unity for the black race. Yes, you can have small countries in the world, like in Denmark, but they all have a sense of gravity. When they're in trouble, there's a big boy like the US to defend them. Now the African West have no sense of gravity. And you are here, yes, dancing in Pakachin. Very risky for I was young like you. I would also dance, sweet dance like this. But I would also remember to fight. Fight, study, fight, work, and dance once in a while. But the problem is that you are now dancing all the time. Thank you very much.
The next question is from Sean Ibrahim.
Jazz with Jaja. Thank you, Mr. President, for the piece. I want to thank you in 2 dimensions. Being a very good peacemaker, you've made Uganda ekifo buli omu kyasobola okuba nga yeeyagaliramu ng'akola emirimu. Nange nasobola okufuna omwoga ogwa TikTok kwenkolera emirimu nga promoting Uganda positively. And another thing, I want to thank you for being a good father. Look at Natasha, Precious Kamwine, my cousin. If it wasn't him, I wouldn't have been here. It's such a very big recognition for us boys fight for the government online. My question is, what motivates you to be the person you are? We've seen you on several occasions, you're doing the push-ups. Even recently, yesterday, I saw you standing in the rain without moving. Like, what motivates you to do all that at that age? And another thing, Mr. President, I'm 30 years, but I always pray for you. I no longer pray for myself. I pray for you. You live longer and longer. At least on my age, at least they subtract some age to give to you so that you can keep this country intact. Because at least maybe my purpose will not be very much, but your presence, over 40 million people are relying on you. They are there dancing, they are there fishing, farming, and all those things. My question is, what motivates you to be the person you are? My name is Ibrahim?
Now, what motivates me is because I love myself. I love myself as a person of the Cow clan, who went as a Ugandan, as an African. I'm very, 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 I love you people. Now I have children, all of you are my children, and grandchildren. And we could see from the 60s when we started following, we could see that if we didn't do this or that, we could be in danger. Could be in danger. The world is not kind. If you are weak, you can disappear. And I don't want my race, my African people to disappear or to become slaves. Because when you hear America, the people who call Americans now are Europeans who went and took the land of the Indians. Because the Indians were stupid, they were not organized. And the Europeans had already tried to take our land. Those who came to South Africa, they are taking the land in South Africa, in Zimbabwe, even here in Kenya, in the 1950s, we were learning of something they were calling the White Highlands. Part of Kenya was regarded as White Highlands, so they were teaching us. But what happened at that time, there were changes in the world which favored us. By 1900, the whole of Africa had been colonized. Our stupid chiefs had failed to defend us. Because they were fighting among themselves. So the whole of Africa had been colonized. But what happened was that in 1912, the Africans in South Africa formed the first resistance movement, the ANC. They formed the modern people now. Actually, it started in the US, the black people there. Some of them started Pan-Africanism. There was a man called Marcus Garvey, another one called something else, I've forgotten their name, W.B. Du Bois. They started talking about African freedom. When the whole of Africa didn't colonize except for Ethiopia. So in 1912, the Africans formed the ANC to resist. Then in 1917, we had good luck. Russia was taken over by communists. These are people who had a different idea. They didn't agree with imperialism. The communists, they took over Russia. So they started working with our anti-colonial fighters. And then also, African witchcraft worked. Because the Europeans, because of their greed, started fighting among themselves. The First World War. Our African magic worked. They started fighting among themselves. The Germans and the British and all that group. And they mobilized our grandparents to go and fight for them. So our grandparents went and saw, oh, okay, this is how you fight with modern arms. So by the time they ended this First World War, they were quarrels didn't end, then they started the Second World War. That was even worse for them. By that time, they were so weak that countries like India had to get independence. Because they were not only colonizing, they were colonizing also Asia. Asia, India, Indonesia, Vietnam, all those were colonies. So by the end of the Second World War, they were so weak, they couldn't keep India, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Africa was also on the way. Now, in 1949, China was taken over by communists. So the anti-imperialist bloc was very, very big and powerful. That's how we had to give up. Say, but otherwise, really what they wanted was to do like what happened in America, where the indigenous people either disappear completely or survive as second class. So that's why this is what I cannot accept. You can see these wonderful people, my children, my grandchildren, you people. I want you to be free people. So I can't compromise on that. And because of that, we started fighting our own fools here, who were wasting our time. I mean, what? Talk. You don't know what you are doing, and you want to be our president. But you don't know what you are doing. And we are in a war with serious people. Then you come here as a joker to waste our time. Get out. Talk. So that's really the motivation. Freedom for the black race. Freedom for the black race. Insurance. Freedom and insurance of freedom for the black race. Now, about stamina and so on, this is partly also because of, I think I was lucky because my family, because the African people are very strong. The problem are the kings, the ones who are really wasting our time. The rulers are the ones who waste our time. But otherwise, Africans are very strong, especially in this area here. You can read what Stanley wrote. Those are explorers who came here, Huntington Speak, Stanley. They wrote, said, these Africans, these fellows are advanced, who are advanced. Agriculture, bananas, cows. The problem was just our rulers who were always fighting one another, full of themselves, king, what. Then they divide us. But that's why the communities are very strong. Now, the luck I had was that my family never got involved so much in the colonial system, was never involved in the colonial system. My great-grandfather was alive when the Europeans came. He died, I think, around 1915. He never joined the church. He kept with his cows. He didn't join the colonial system. He didn't join the church. He died in 1915. Then my grandfathers were there. They were rich traditional people. They never went into the churches. They never joined the colonial system. They remained with the cows. They died, I think the last died around 1943 there. It was Kabuta who was the first person to go into the church. And by that time I was there myself also, so I went with him as a junior member, and we joined the church in 1947. But even when we joined, we remained traditional. See, traditional people are very strong. They are not very strong. after cows, what. So things you find, even when I was doing the army, what they were doing in the army was much weaker than my lifestyle. As cattle keeper, you are very, very tough. So it's just luck. Because I think if I had joined the chapati eating and all that, it may have been different. But I'm an original Munyankore who knows English and has studied the world. This is the advantage about the stamina. My uncles have just died. They were one of them died at 104 years. Another, Kaguta died when he was 97. But most of the time he was looking after the cows. Even in the 90s, he would go and these children were seeing him. He was looking after the cows. So it is that tradition. If you can imagine the Karamojong, he doesn't become disoriented. He is a very strong person. That lifestyle there is very, gives you stamina. So the culture should be, I had a discussion with the Nava Gereka, and she was trying to talk about the culture. Yes, we can audit it. We can audit the culture and see some of the practices which are out of date and remove them, but keep the others which are very strong. So I think it is that combination, the motivation to make sure that you don't become slaves, we don't become slaves, and then secondly, the stamina is from the historical accident of a traditional man arriving in the city. Because they had never seen traditional people, they had people who had become like westernized. I'm not westernized. I'm an original Munyankore who just arrived in the town from when I came to Mbarara, 1959, for junior secondary. That was my first time to go from the village to the town and see rice, what, all this. And for us, we didn't like those things. Rice, we're giving it a bad name. We were stuck with our things. Even now, I eat my mhogo. I don't eat rice. So that is it.
And for us, the chapati eaters, what is our hope?
Katonda jari. But remember that millet is there. You can come back to millet, you can come back. Because me, I eat millet. They know. I eat millet, I eat mhogo. I eat our food. I don't eat European foods.
And you inspire all of us. We're almost coming to the end, and if you do give us time, if you do have time, I can ask like 3 more people to just add on, but for now we have just 4 questions left. One from Mr. Nyangweso, one from Musa Sekamanya, one from the head of the PPU, and I wanted to ask something about the PDM if we have time, but let's first hear from.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year, Your Excellency. My name is Timothy Nyangweso. I work with UBC. My question is something you've hinted on, education and human resource of the country. I was reading the Uganda Education Statistics Abstract Report of 2010. It shows the numbers grew to 8 million plus who are enrolled in primary school. Secondary school, it goes to 1.1 million. Then tertiary, it goes to 174,000 people. The question that I'm asking, Your Excellency, you have solved the quantity problem, number of children getting to school, and quality. What do you envision as quality human resource over Uganda?
even the quantity is not fully solved, because as you say, there are 8 million in the primary school, which is 7 years. Yes. Then you go to the secondary school, you find only 1 million. What has happened to the 7 million? And the secondary school system is 6 years, almost up to A level. So that means there's a big number of school dropouts. So even that one is not fully addressed, because the local elite, because of their not seeing far, have not implemented UPE properly. They still bring back charges which chase children from the school. That's how you have the difference between the 8 million plus versus the 1 million. That means a big number have dropped out, which is what we are going to resolve in the coming Bisanja, because in the government schools, I would like to get completely free education, like I'm giving in the skilling hubs, the one that was showing you here, students study free. Now the issue of the quality, the quality, some elements of it are good. For instance, science education in medicine, in engineering, in science is good. You get very good scientists. But the problem was in the big numbers of social sciences, because of the culture of administration. People wanted to be administrators, to be office workers. But that one we are addressing the new curriculum by really going to the yoga, to the skills in the educational system. So it will be handled. Some of the quality is good because of the intellectual side, the science intellectuality is very good, some of it. But globally, the emphasis on social sciences created a lot of people who are not fitted for the job market, for the economy. That's how we get all these unemployed graduates, children who have finished university but cannot get jobs. So we are handling both. We shall handle both the quantitative, which is not fully implemented, and also the qualitative, by emphasizing skills. You can be a social scientist, but to do farming, that's a skill. Do farming, to do something which is needed in the job market. Mm-hmm.
It was Mr. Nyangweso, and then I think I have Musa.
Natasha, Mzee Bampita Shafik Mukuru, Chairman Ghetto Zero.
Okay.
Bampita Shafik Mukuru, Chairman Ghetto Zero. Mzee nze ngenda kwogera ku bintu bya ghetto. Ngoberera nnyo kampeyini zizogera nnyo ku PDM. Naye ku PDM wetuba twogetu oli mu kujja Kampala mu kampeyini. Kampala etudde abapangisa. Tuli bapangisa waliwo abaana bakulidde ku street. PDM eri all about agriculture. Agriculture eyetaaga ettaka, eyetaaga space. Otegekidde ki abaana b'e Kampala nga fe abageto?
Ab'e Kampala nabategekera dda bw'ogenda waliwo eri munda kuyise kasangati waliwo abantu ba workshops benatandika nabo. What do they call those villages beyond after Kasangati? Migera, mi what? I've got a lot of groups which have supported. The groups nyingi zempagide is workshops. Like here there was a group here in Serbia of furniture. Nabawagira. I supported groups in, is it Nigeria? Nigeria. There's a girl there called Chiwewesi. You can go and check on her. We supported their groups. So we can support artisanship in the town. Artisanship, services, where is that? Border borders is urban. Border borders. You can see them there. Chigo. Let me come back. Just 1 minute. You can see them there.
In the meantime, we can continue with our introductions. I think we started, we stopped that side. So, introductions, quick introductions before music.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year. My name is Emmanuel Lumala Dombo, Director of Information at the NRM Secretariat.
Yes, all right. Happy New Year. God is good. Twebaza nnyo Katonda olwa kino kyatutuusizaako. Amanda gange Jennifer Fulfiga, ndi President Advisor. Sister Natasha. My sister, I want a new photo with you. Ntandike nakyo guno omwaka. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Arinda, aka Madam CEO, Madam Coffee.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Robert Sharp Mugabe. I work with Government Citizen Interaction Center as the Deputy Director.
Mugamba mutya baseboni banyabo amanya Bukenya Media oba Bukenya Nelson oba Bukenya Media.
Baseboni banyabo muje bareko amanya gange bana CEO PL on TV.
Baseboni muje bareko nebanya Mujebaleko amanya gange nze Nakyanzi Sumaya aka Maya nga ku social media nkozesa Narem Warrior. Thank you.
Balamusisa basebo ne banyabo amanya nze Zakia Lucky nkola ne UBC everything to do with tourism era nkola ne Miss Tourism Uganda and a stylist at Zack Styles.
Good afternoon. My name is Maureen Babia. I'm a news anchor with BBC Television.
Happy New Year. Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Steve Washington. I come from 100.2 Galaxy FM Zina and Galaxy TV Company.
Good afternoon. My name is Sky Soldier, representing to the world. I'm the CEO of Sky Soldier Media, everywhere you go.
Good afternoon. My name is Sri Devi, Good Times Media.
Good afternoon. My name is Muinda Innocent, CEO Innomite Media.
Good afternoon. Happy New Year. My name is Rachel Namsoke, CEO Rumpe Media.
We will continue later. Mzee is coming back. Thank you.
So we are very, very conscious tukimanyi nti omutawuni etuli mu gatawuni za college tuyita urban agriculture ebiri bali eyo nga kazo nasana oyinza kulunda enkoko emanju naye mu tawuni wakati waliwo ebyobugaga ebikwatagana bulungi ne tawuni artisanship carpentry metal work shoemaking knitting and weaving. We've been skilling many youth in Kampala here. She has been skilling. Where is the yoga? They are there. They were showing somebody. Can you show them those activities on the TV? Then services, border, bakery, all those for the town. That's what we emphasize. I know it. I will not be talking about PDM in Kawempe because it's not so much applicable as it is in the rural areas. Okay?
Thank you, Jose. We're almost coming to the end. We have a question from Mr. Sandawalu CMB. Then we have a response to Kasuku Katende's question. I think someone wants to respond to him after Sanda. Moses Birhanga will respond, and then if you allow, we can have 2 more questions depending on your time.
Okay.
Thank you, Natasha. I'll just quickly go back and tell Mr. Simon those chapels of Bugolobi should stop. Now, Your Excellency, as the world shifts towards multipolar power centers and rapid technological change, like AI comes to mind, digital trade automation, cryptocurrency, etc. My question is, what strategies will ensure that Uganda is not left behind, and how can Uganda leverage global diversity in wealth creation? Thank you, Your Excellency.
Uganda, what is crucial is African integration. In If that one is happening, then there's nothing else that the rest will be easier. That's why our emphasis on East Africa. So that East Africa operates as a common market. But even better as a political federation. But in the short run, at least as a common market. And we are moving well on that. If we have that, and then we have the rest of Africa as a market where we sell and buy from, there's nothing that will stop us. Others may work with us, they may not, but we shall survive and thrive. So Africa is the crucial area of operation. The rest is additional. Then, okay. Now about the multipolar, that's all right, because hegemony doesn't work. Hegemony is people trying to control the world. It's very dangerous for you to try that. That's how Austria-Hungary collapsed. Because Austria-Hungary, first of all, Rome. You remember Rome, the Pope? The Pope was trying to control the whole world. But they were Christian. Because they had come Christian, so he wanted to control all of them. So much so that when Henry VIII wanted to marry another woman, then the Pope made it his business to go and stop him. That's how problems started. England broke with the Rome, and there were the wars. The Spanish Armada, 1588, when they tried to invade England. A lot of unnecessary trouble, but if you try to dominate, it's better to work with people rather than trying to dominate. Then, after the Pope failed to dominate the Christian world, after so many wars, it was a lot of wars. Then, when capitalism came, the French Revolution, 1789, there was a man called Metternich in Austria-Hungary. He was the chancellor of trying to exterminate capitalism, trying to invade France, and it ended up destroying the whole of the empire of Austria-Hungary. So, multipolar is unstoppable. Can't stop it. You can't and shouldn't even try. It's good. What they should aim at is win-win. Because I've been telling some people, why do you want, because like now, you're wonderful Africa. I don't know whether you have those computers which you go with, you don't work with people. Stops you from thinking. But you're wonderful Africa, the GDP, I think now is like 3 trillion. The whole of Africa. You have your full check now. The GDP of Africa. Me who doesn't go with funds, I have it in my head. I think it's about 3-point-something trillion.
3.1 billion.
Imagine, the whole of Africa. Obugaga bwa Africa yonna is 3.1 trillion. All all the dancers in Pakachini, all the... Now you check the GDP of the United States. I think it's about 30 trillion. 30. Check the GDP of the United States.
31 billion.
30.3. 30.6.
31 billion.
About 31 trillion. So you imagine, people, the United States is a quarter of Africa. Africa is 12 million square miles. The United States is 3 million square miles. You can fit USA into Africa 4 times. And it will fit there. We are 1.5 billion now. The United States is 300 million. So, for them to have so much money when we are so much wealth, and what I've been telling these friends, of course, the problem is first of all us, you people, the influencers, because the influencers bakatende they're influencing people in the wrong direction. Instead of orienting them in the right direction of value addition, because the biggest problem of Africa is producing raw materials. Losing value, hemorrhage, Ekigaaniro, remember I used that when I was the other Gen Z. You must stop the Echikurukuto. The hemorrhage, this sickness among women sometimes. Banyangere call it Echikurukuto. This Echikurukuto of Africa must stop. Losing money, losing jobs. And it is that which creates this poverty. So I've been asking to answer your question of Mantopola, what I've been asking my European Western partners, you people, why do you want to trade with poor people? Why would you not see that? Because if you take the GDP of US, which is 30 trillion for 300 million people, that means that each person has got like $60,000 or what per capita would be what for the US. Maybe about what?
$60,000?
Yes, about $50,000. Now, if Africans, 1.5 billion of them, if they were not necessarily 50, even if they were like 30,000, what will be the GDP of Africa? 30,000 times 1.5 billion. Like 45 trillion?
50 trillion. 450 trillion. 1.5 billion times.
No.
45 trillion.
45 trillion. Yes. That should be at least if we were there. Would it not be, wouldn't America do better business with us if we had money in our pockets? They could sell us more planes, they could sell us more this, more that. So why would you want, if you're clever, I can see that some of these Western thinkers are also not good planners. Because Africans are friendly to Europe, we speak English, don't speak Chinese, I don't speak Russian, I speak English. I am a man of Shakespeare. So why don't you take advantage of me and you do business with me? But in order for you to do business with me, I should have money in my pocket. So if you come here and you want to take my, because now when they take unprocessed gold, when they take unprocessed gold, which is 84% pure, they give like $60,000 per kilogram. When it is processed to 99.9%, like the one in Lucia there, it goes for $120,000. So in a kilo, we would be losing like $50,000 per kilo of gold. If you sell it unprocessed, processed. If you process it, you use more electricity, local, you create jobs, you get more money. And in that way, I can buy more from the US. That's what I'm telling you people. Wake up. Don't want to maintain poverty in Africa. This $3 trillion is a shame. And what are these influencers? What are they influencing the banana? Cartel. Influencers banana. I want to Mbalagawa. Africa must have a GDP, because very soon, in the next 30 years, we shall be 2.5 trillion. 2.5 billion. We shall be a quarter of the human race, but it's organized. So that's why I want you to be organized.
Sandra is here actually.
Sandra?
She's here. She has a testimony.
Oh, I'm talking about Sewa.
What
Happy New Year, Mr. President.
Happy New Year, Sandra.
How are you?
Very fine.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Fukamira wano wondaba.
Abanyangule tubafukamira katonda.
Aza bafukamira ne nzanya matoke gatuga. Bapa banche zitano negatunda. Neka kati capital tene era still nagana okuwera. Kati nengangira mu company yange Ashering Agency. Jenina kwa bana balinga na employinga. Kati munayo Nagajamu abiri bwetaano jukka.
5 bunches?
Yes.
Some more bunches.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you so much.
Osibukawa.
Nisibuka matuga katalemwa.
Otwaro and Lao.
Awo nyini. Yes, Mr. Tetulinayo tugonna twagatema. Kati tewakyali nindaga go pose. Tewakyali matooke ngenda kulinda gago.
Very good. Bunches. Nga kumi ndowooza nga kumi.
Nazo tujjazi oba tugenda kuteesa Mr. President ekyokukola ekituufu.
Now, the reason how I linked up with Sandra, she was come on, Sandra. Sandra was pleading for imports. Until to say, no tell solo nviri z'abafu eziva bweru nti wandire se enviri z'amafu z'abafuzi n'okwereza omusolo wano kyewala bafu wano mbajja omupolisigayi nekikuletegereza abafuzi ebweru kawake kati zino zakalizosa Carrefour za Carrefour ezibweru zirina okuweereza emisolo kati otayagala kuweereza emisolo genda tunga mwaffe obulanga ogalete Kampala awo tekuli musolo gwonna distribution because they talk about taxes. Yes, we are taxing, but taxing imports. Not only imports, but luxury ones. We don't even tax medicine. We don't even tax machinery. We tax luxury items. So that's how I ended up so you should got some money from the bananas. Very good.
To add on what you mentioned when Kasuku asks the question about the digital, your government has done a lot. For instance, Mr. Kasuku was talking about the digital employing the youth. Under business processing operations, BPOs, today 25,000 youth in Uganda are engaged in BPOs, working for companies outside Uganda while they are here in Uganda. And one of the enablers to that, and we are targeting 150,000 in the next time for 25,000. What has also enabled that is the cost of internet has gone down from $70 per unit in 2018 to now 35. We are now reducing the cost of internet, and also the speed of internet has significantly improved from second generation, which is 2G. Now we are 5G. So that's why we are able to do this TikToking at a faster speed as if it was in Europe. Last year, what was the Gen Z? Ekisooka, actually, ghetto youth. House controller, whatever circle is our youth. Will you division in Kampala? Or so can I be in Chikumi? I don't get a million with the division. I just training them to skills. But we have solo Pecolera, Ningabaina Cassette, or solo Kuja Vajum Banka Yahweh, Bewole Kumagoba Gawan Senior, or solo for a business. I think there is also erimu kuzimba workshop emulago wane Kawempe erimu common user facilities ngabakola engato abakola bags ensawo olyaleeta bulesi leather material n'agenda wali byuma byonna bwebiri babiguze mu ebiri control yamaze okubira mu ebiri mu workshop eyo bisobola okukozesebwa abaagala okukola ebitabo tulina section y'ebitabo tulina y'engatto tulina y'ensawo tulina abakola amasweta knitting ebyuma ebikola kuleeta wuzi nebakutungira ofuluma n'ensweta zo osobola okukola esweta nga 10 buli lunaku nga ez'enjawulo kala ez'enjawulo okusinziira kyoyagala n'ebirala omupulezidenti yatuulira omuntu wa bulijjo yatuma wano ttiimu yaffe n'agamba waliwo abantu bano abendaba abatunda amenvu akubatukungulo mubibbo natutumayo netubasinkana n'abulazayo ka kapito simitwalo 10 buli omu n'atuma toninya mukange abatunda emmere eyidde ekiro bantu nga mutwalo gumu mu Kampala pulezidenti bona yabatuukamu n'abaweerezaayo kapito mutwalo 10 buli omu buli omu ab'ebigaali mutwalo 10 buli omu kati kati ofiisi ya controller era etuuse mu ba boda ebateereddewo looni ey'essente za wansi mu saako zaabwe ne kati nebona ne ku PDM yenyini kituufu PDM okwakuliza obwetugenda okujjamu twabazire okutegeera tugenda kubujjamu bo basobole okukola ebyenjawulo ebitali byakutabisha ate sente mukambala abafuna biri emitwalo esatu amaka emitwalo esatu naye wakiso emitwalo etaano naye zino wakambala ne wakiso kati mu kisanja ekijja kubanga tugenda kuwangula sente tugenda kuzongeza zibe ku milioni 10 buli mwezi ofusole buli mwaka zibire milioni 3 buli mwaka naye ate beze ebisatu 30% z'abavuuka kiba kitegeeza milioni 9 zikubeera z'abavuuka ate abavuuka bazifuna batya ku kakiiko ka saako y'omuluka kyapasole wa UC Council w'omuluka ogwo abeera memba kitegeeza bakyapasole abavuuka balina okulwanira ensonga z'abavuuka balabe mbu bwe tubeera gaba sente ezo abavuuka bawera enamba yaabwe 30% zigenda ku bavuuka webale nnyo excellence.
Thank you so much for that. No, I think I will leave mine for today. I will ask, I think the reference I have kept referring to, Kasuku, to say something on behalf of all of us who are here, to thank Jose for the time that he has given us, and maybe to say something about in the line of your work.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. For starters, it's a modest truth. Thank you for the time you've given us to come here and have a chat with you. I know you have a very busy schedule, but you've taken time off to allow us to come here and have a few words with you. I'm a digital content creator, and yeah, you've said certain things about the internet and how it works, but I still feel if you allow, through Natasha, we want to engage you more with the digital content creators to make you understand our job. There are so many people who are employed through digital content creation. Maybe we can see how we try to explain to you what our job entails. How do we harmonize to bring it into most of the ideas you have about taking this country forward? Because most of the youth we are trying to talk to, the youth the government says right now are the biggest population, they are dealing with digital and digital content creation. And we really need the government to come and we work together to harmonize with us, to enhance with us, to support us in all the ways possible as to be part of the government's programs going forward. So I don't know if you could allow us, we can some time.
Bring them to Natasha.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Finally, as before I give a vote of thanks, they always tell us when you go to visit your judge, they pack for you things, matoke, sweet potatoes and what. So the people told me as I came, they told me, don't forget to tell Jaja that we are here. He should pack for us some things, give you, and you bring, we enjoy. Ask the judge. I said, well, Luseke moving, Luseke coming. I said, yes. So, as a judge, I'll be waiting. You load me with the things for the bazukulu out there, and we go. I know you don't like dancing a lot, but man, we want to have a good time. So yes, we want to go out there and we enjoy Jaja. Other than that, thank you very much for your time, and we hope you will give us more of these engagements. May not be us necessarily all the time, but to those other people, because now we feel closer to you. I have never seen you one-on-one real time. So I used to say, hey, because growing up, they told us, so now I'm looking at the man, I'm like, wow, the guy is here. So it's a pleasure, and thank you, Natasha, for picking me out to represent all the other YouTubers out there. And I hope, like the president has asked, we are going to engage more with you, and you help us push the agenda. Mr. President, we are not bad people. We are only trying to do our jobs, to feed our families, and to see that we get better. So if we get into good books with you, I don't know who's told you people are misusing the internet, but well, those who are misusing it are few, and you can always cap them out. But the biggest part of us, we are really doing well on the internet. So thank you very much for your time, and we hope to see you again. Thank you.
Okay, regarding Okolongola is when people come, the way you reward, you give them gifts. I don't want to go to prison because I'm a candidate. So if I call people, I'll be arrested for bribing. So I think we shall have to wait after the election, then we'll sort out issues. Do we have a lawyer here? An NLM lawyer? But Bombo knows, she's from the, what is the policy? On gifts.
Your Excellency.
Hello.
Your Excellency, there are certain activities accepted within the framework of the campaigns. For instance, the people who have come here have spent transport in coming here.
That one I can refund.
Now for the other gifts, they will be best suited, Your Excellency, if it can be arranged after the elections and they come to congratulate you, then it would be a better time for it to happen. But the most important thing now is that they came from somewhere, they must go back and they spend on the way when they are coming. If you could, as you wish, and facilitate them to go back.
That's one I would have to do. 1 million.
That would be pleasant. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
That one I would happy to do. I would even have done more, but now. Sagara gana mukomera. Okay.
Thank you, Mzee, so much for. Thank you, Mzee. Thank you, Mzee, for the time you have given us. And I trust that we will come back together. I hope you'll give us a chance to come as we are, and also add on a bigger group, like you have said, to we can come and is it called Kujaguza in and like celebrate with you, God willing, after the elections. We come as we are, and then the Vazukulu and Kasuku and all these influencers can get gifts and do all sorts of other fun activities, but after the elections.
So then we can have a group photograph there.
Yes.
They can organize some chairs there and then others stand.
Yes.
People you organize.
Thank you so much. We want to thank you so much for the time. Jaja, for giving us wisdom we thank you so much.
Amen.